All right, we are officially live right now. Welcome to Decades. Of course, my name is Quicksilva. This is being powered by Nissan. And we actually started these conversations during the pandemic where we're having these real conversations with people in the industry and people that are doing amazing things, from business owners to entrepreneurs to philanthropists to artists, athletes, and of course, even to DJs. And
Absolutely.
today I have the honor and the privilege, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure where you're watching from, but I got my guy DJ 59
Yes,
officially on.
sir. You
What's
don't
up,
have no
baby?
applause or background noise for me?
Man,
Nothing?
I ain't got no applause, no background noise, and this is live right now. In DC and in Philly, Jersey, where you're from, Delaware, Baltimore, Virginia. So this is live on all of our websites.
Okay.
Excited to have you here. Now, for anybody, of course, who might be tuning in right now, who don't know who DJ 59 is, let's take them back to the backstory. Before you were a DJ, I heard this random story that you thought you were a good athlete in football.
Okay. Well, I did think that, and a couple of colleges and universities thought I was as well. And the way they showed the appreciation, offering scholarships. That's nothing you know about because you went from the league straight to the pros as far as, especially high school, straight to DJing.
Right.
So the athletic gene went past you to your
My
son.
son got it.
Your
Yeah,
son got it exactly.
look quick at it, Jay. But nah, man, DJ 59. Of course, you're originally from Jersey.
Correct. Orange, New Jersey, born and raised. Yes.
What was it like growing up in Jersey, man?
I'll make it simplistic. It was like any other hood, you know what I'm saying, where uh, the city could have used more resources. Um, Drug activity and gang activity was at a medium. It wasn't that
Mhm.
high, but it was at a medium. So you had to have the mental capacity to say, I want to go this route, not that route, so I can stay on the straight and narrow. So sports was one of those things that helped me get to the next level as far as education and forward progress,
Gotcha.
which is what landed me at Virginia State University.
And you started DJing when?
So I started DJing when I realized I wasn't going to go to the NFL. Okay, all right. So with that, I had already been working at a skating rink before I got to Virginia State, and in the skating rink they play music all day, every day. And the first day I got hired, I was intrigued with the DJs, and they had about six on staff. So I
Right, right.
really learned without even knowing, just by standing behind six different DJs, six different styles, and
Mhm.
knowing how to control the crowd. So once I got to school, and of course that's Party Central. Once I realized I wasn't going to go to the NFL, I said, let me do something that I love and like and can make money.
Mhm.
Um, and it kind of just evolved where my homeboy DJ Expo had equipment. I used to host really all the events at school, pageants. Um,
This is at Virginia State at the
it's at
time.
Virginia State. Before I
Mhm.
started DJing full time, I used to host pageants, step shows, little events outside of the student union, and eventually he was DJing one. He had to go to the bathroom. He asked me to hold it
Mhm.
down. I played like three, four songs, had him going crazy. He's like, "Yo, you should, what I'm saying, take this serious." And from there, just evolved. By the next year, I practiced all summer that summer, and we was DJing the Civic Center and every party after that.
Gotcha. So, of course, now if you just tuned in, we're talking to DJ 59. Welcome to Decades. My name is Quicksilva. Now, from Virginia State, you start DJing there. You get what I call the DJ bug, and now you really want it. At what point do you really think that you've officially like became like your own man, professional, and now you're getting your own parties?
I think that came about once I decided to go broke and drop everything. It was a time where I had to be a substitute teacher during the day to pay for the bills and practice at night, and I was broke. I had a restaurant that had at least for 3 years. Once that was over, I said, I'm doing only DJing.
Hmm.
So it became professional and it became, let's say, I could get income and live off of that once I began to separate myself because I just put 100% in and work. And after that summer, I didn't just depend on the school events anymore.
Right.
Then I started making sure, okay, I'm gonna go in this barbershop, I'm a DJ all day, but sell my mixtapes, get my word, get my name out. And eventually, by the time the school started, of course, I was getting some income from DJing all their events, but then I began to get the notice of the local promoters.
Nice.
Um, so now I'm DJing Thursday here. It's Virginia, it's not DC. Y'all, we're really blessed in DC.
Right, and a lot of people don't realize that. And speaking of Washington D.C., like you say, born and raised in Jersey, you got your start in Virginia State, as you would say, the Virginia State University.
I like that.
Right,
I'm getting better quick.
I pay attention, man. And then from there, you ended up in a place that's been my second home now for over 20 plus years. A place by the name of the nation's capital, Washington D.C.
Yep.
What made you want to make D.C. your new home?
Okay, so with me, I happen to have a father who's seriously into education and studying and researching. So I
Okay.
knew, like, as far as radio impact with artists in your professional career, you have to be where not only it's happening, but it's growth for expansion in the field that you're in. So I knew I had kind of hit my ceiling in Richmond. You know,
Right,
they have two great radio stations that I was, I worked at both, but that was like the ceiling. When an artist comes to tour in the Eastern region, they might not make a stop in Richmond. Nine
right.
times out of 10, they not. They're going to come to DC.
Absolutely,
You know what
100%.
I'm saying? So I needed to make sure I got to put myself in position there. First of all, the nightlife is extreme because I'm seeing it on Instagram and Twitter, and I feel like my talent
Hmm.
will keep me going.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not the coolest, if I don't do too much on the gram, I know my talent is gonna keep me there. So I made a call to my manager, who's still my manager now, Greg Harrison, aka G Mogul.
Hmm.
I said, bro, please just give me opportunity. He wound up calling me. He was
Your phone. There you go. You back.
yeah, he was the can you hear me?
Yeah, you good.
Okay, he was the brand ambassador for Nuvo,
I remember that.
and he wound up getting me to DJ at LeVar Arrington's old restaurant.
Hmm.
Over there in Maryland, and I DJ'd there for like 4 or 5 straight Mondays. From there, he knew I was committed. I didn't ask for no money. Came up here on my own dime, gas. He saw I was committed, and shoot, that led to the next level in my career.
Right.
Yeah.
And, I,
Um,
and that's so important. That's so important. 5 9. You said that. I tell a lot of DJs, especially when I mentor DJs, never chase the money, chase the passion.
exactly.
If you make yourself the best version of yourself, I guarantee money will chase you at that point.
I
Um, and,
mean, I,
and you're a walking testimony of that.
I'm telling you. I mean, just if anybody can conceive driving from Richmond, Virginia to DC 4 or 5 straight Mondays within 2 months, gas there and back, the
Mhm.
wear and tear in your body. It's like you have to love it and commit it and trust yourself.
Facts.
And he wound up, of course, we wound up DJing the homecoming that year, and he paid me in full. Like, I wanted to
Right.
see if he was committed, paid me for that weekend and for all the Mondays. And he saw like I wanted it because you gotta remember he's from DC.
I know.
It's a lot
Southeast.
of it's a lot of good DJs here. He also went to Virginia State. There's other DJs there. It was just my will and my. I hit him on Facebook. Hit him with one of the messages that when Flexa had hit you with the 3-page message.
Right, right,
I hit him with one of those. Like,
right,
hey, bro,
right,
I'm
right.
committed. Trust me. I won't let you down. All that. And,
That's
and
love.
and he didn't even really respond. Then it took him about 2-3 weeks, and then after that is when the process began. So you got to trust in yourself. You got to work hard. You got to believe. And you, like you said, you can't chase the bread. You got to
Mm-mm.
chase what you love.
Now, of course, if you just turned into the decades, it's being powered by Nissan. Check out all the new amazing Nissans. My name is Quicksilva. Now, we're talking to DJ Five now, who's not just a dope DJ, a great friend of mine. Uh, from Virginia State, from Jersey to Virginia State, to coming to Washington, D.C.,
Yeah,
linking up, of course, shout out to G Mogul. That's our guy in real life. But then
absolutely.
you also DJ for Wale. How'd that happen?
So that came about without making it too long. At that came about with me consistently building a great relationship with G Mogul. Now we went to college. He played football. I played basketball.
Mhm.
But at that level of success, even at the radio station, like the talent is what's going to keep you there, but your relationships and how you work with people and how you continue to grow will keep you there.
Facts.
So at the touring level, as you know, because you've toured with Little Mo and
Mhm.
other artists, it's not just about when you get on stage. That's almost the easy part. It's
Yep.
about how you interact before you get there. Little stuff like being on time, which is really late, so you need to be early.
Mhm.
Making sure you don't have a criminal record so you can travel across the country and you don't have any issues going across the border to, overseas. being a people person. You know, the talent, the artist is not always going to have time to speak to everybody. You have to know how to communicate with the PDs of the radio station, the other artists, the other DJs, the other managers, so you can form by. So that right there is what I was going through when I would hit G Mogul. He said, "Yo, we got a show in Norfolk. Come on down." I was DJing for Fat Trail first.
Gotcha.
Fat Trail decided to take some time off. Then I started DJing for Black Cobain. So I'm really going through the process of learning how to be on tour, how to be on a tour bus, how to be with others, and not even knowing it. G-Mogul had the whole vision. So once the opportunity comes for me to DJ for Wale, I had already been on a tour bus for about 3 months.
Right. So
I know his set. Right. I know his set because this other DJ prior to me, I would be learning. I'll be in a club. The other DJ, he wasn't lazy, but he like, if I ain't get no money in the club, I'm not going. Okay, cool. I'm going. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn it because Wale is an artist where he gonna get booked, but he it's so much going on in his brain. He would rather perform, even if he just getting paid to come chill and then leave, because he didn't gave you more than what you asked for, right? So I'll go in there and learn the sets that he do when he in the club. The DJ ain't go a couple times. I'm in there now. I'm not knowing that they seeing it, but they like, oh yeah, well he know how to boom. So once the summer come and he off tour, another opportunity for Heineken come about. G called me, hey, you think you want to do this tour? I think I want to do the tour with Heineken. Absolutely.
Right.
All right, cool. We're gonna do a couple shows, and before just some one-offs to see if you got it. I had it. The DJ never came back.
Hey man, and once again, that's a testimony of your hard work, dedication, and consistency. Once again, if you just tuned in, Quicksilva, decades, all powered by Nissan. Now, fast forward, now you're in Washington D.C., and then of course you make it to radio. How'd you make it to radio? Nikki Yancey said hey, by the way, too.
You said what?
Nikki Yancey said hi.
How you doing, Nikki? Yes. So how I got to radio was again talent, hard work, building great relationships. I knew that 93.9 was a place that I wanted to make my home. I grew up in New Jersey, so Hot 97 was the big thing.
Absolutely.
You don't know anything outside of your neighborhood until you get out of it. So once you realize there are other stations in the country that are just as big and doing the same in their area and known around the world. So once I moved to DC, I knew my time was Wale was going to be up. I said, let me attack my other dream, which was be on radio at a higher level. So before I even moved here, you can tell them quick. I called you. I called Money. And I called either Reds or Gemini. I called about 4 DJs like, hey, this is DJ Protocol. I'm coming in your city. I appreciate it if you can help me, but I wanted to let you know I'm not just coming in the city without letting the big dogs know I'm coming. You know, so even though I was communicating and letting you guys know I was coming, it wasn't, yo, hook me up. It was more of DJ Protocol and appreciation. So with me doing that, it's so easy for me to do that. It's not like it's an alternative motive. So the relationships begin there just by me just saying, hey, what's up? And that builds a relationship with you and then anybody extended to you.
Facts.
So once I got here, I'm hitting the streets, I'm going to the clubs, I'm building up my name. I'm still DJing for Wale, but I know that contract about to come up. Yeah. I know I'm putting myself in a position to where, and I tell DJs this all the time, how do they get on a radio station? You have to put yourself in a position where they come to you or they're at least noticing you. And then you got to speak up. You got to speak to the DJs there because the PD might not be out all the time. The guys who the executives in the back, they're going to trust who's ever in the streets and who's DJing. So I just tried to build relationships with you, Gemini, and then again, Nikki, like coming up to the mixer meetings, just doing anything that I knew could help put me in a position where I could be advantageous to the station.
Advantageous. So, that's a Virginia State word there, buddy.
Hey, listen, you can find me near your nearest thesaurus, okay? You can find me at Barnes & Noble nearest your nearest thesaurus.
I would use that word on the radio today. I've been advantageous.
Yes.
I love 5, boy. Hey, man. Once again, anybody who's tuning in to, man, if y'all have any questions, man, y'all can put them in the comments. We're live 5, by the way, on all the Facebook pages.
Oh, that's awesome.
On all the radio stations. And so it's a lot of people that's watching us right now. And that's why I want to get you on here, just to, let people know who you are, but just to tell your story, man. I think it's so important for people who see us. They hear Quicksilva 5'9", they hear us on the radio, see us in the clubs. But a lot of people, they don't know anything about us.
Right.
Like
Absolutely.
I know DJ 59 DJs at Barco in DC, but that's all I don't know anything about them.
Right.
So I think the purpose of Decades, man, presented by Nissan, is just to give some backstory on some of your favorite DJs and your favorite artists and favorite hosts. Now, of course, being in Washington DC, what I will say is that a lot of people don't realize how spoiled we have it. DC, it happens to be probably, and like I say, both of us, we DJ all over the world, and in every city, every state, every country. But something different about Washington D.C. 7 nights a week. Like there's not that many major cities. A lot of times when people think major cities, they immediately think New York, L.A. Then of course you're talking South Atlanta, Houston, and then Miami. But people when you talk nightlife, a lot of people aren't saying DC. They might say Vegas.
And it's crazy.
DC?
They're sadly mistaken because what happens is when you travel around the world, like you said, you have no idea. Yeah, people think of DC as a nation's capital and where the president resides, but you have no idea that the nightlife here is extreme to the point.
$1 billion industry is what the nightlife is in DC. $1 billion, not billion.
I'm saying it to where when I'm going outside of the country touring, when I'm going to the major markets, New York, Vegas, Miami, LA,
Philly, all of them.
Philly,
Like,
none of those cities or states or districts can hold DC on a nightlife. One, because it's such a melting pot here.
facts.
Okay? So you have to have genres of music and clubs and venues that cater to every different ethnicity that can possibly be here, right? So every single night in DC, you're gonna have at least 2 or 3 urban parties, 2 or 3, EDM parties, 2 or 3
Latin parties, Caribbean
and
parties.
because DC's a district, and you can fit DC inside of Brooklyn. That's how small it is, right? So you have Maryland and Virginia that are right there. Like you can cross the street and be in one or the other. So when we say the DMV area, the DJs and anyone in nightlife, you have an opportunity to DJ in 2 states in 1 district, 3 different places that are all within 30 miles of each other or 15 miles of each other. So there's no excuse for you not to get money over here, baby. It's no excuse. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't have the hustle, if you gotta have the hustle, man.
Gotta have the hustle. You go to Atlanta or LA, those specific areas or clubs are 15, 20 miles from each other.
Right.
In DC, you have at least 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 clubs
all on every street.
3-mile radius.
Right.
You can walk from Park. You can walk to Opera. You can go to Barcode. You can go to Connecticut Avenue, and there's 6 different 7 clubs. So that's the ingeniousness with the district and the nightlife, where it's a little different, and you might not know until you come here and then realize, oh, Bliss has an artist 2 nights a week, every week for 3 years straight. And you got, I don't want to say local talent, but those that are from the go-go culture, where the go-go's are every day. They have
backyard
a DJ every day.
PCB still. Yeah.
I was DJing at Society Lounge, and I'm gonna let you get to the next question. I was at Society Lounge this Saturday. I'm there every Saturday. G Mogul was having his birthday party. I didn't even know there was a go-go at the Fillmore. I didn't even know. It's 4 blocks up the street. Backyard is in there. I believe it's Backyard. Bro, it's like 4,000 in there.
Hey, I got a question. Anybody else that's in the audience that's watching us, any questions you have for myself or 59, ask them. What are some of your go-to songs or artists that you know would move the crowd? What's a go-to song for 59?
This is a good question. So I know like Pop That by French Montana and Drake. That's a universal one that I know I can go to, and people gonna get with it because it got Drake, Lil Wayne, Ross, and it's a high intense record. Something that everybody can sing is like Kanye, Wait Till I Get My Money Right. Like that's a good one. What's the third one? I'll leave it at that. A party one, or let's say a new one. Anything with Lil Baby is good.
Yeah, Lil Baby got a cheat code right now.
Yeah. Anything with Lil Baby, Drake, Future a little bit, but those are kind of like the go-tos where it's like if you want short, and of course, if it's a bunch of ladies, as DC has, you throwing that Beyonce in, let's go.
Yeah, I definitely agree. If anybody else has any other questions, feel free to ask us, man, because I don't want just us talking without any information that you might want from myself or 5'9". Now, of course, what's outside of DJing? What else is 5'9" a part of? I'm not sure we lost it for a second. If so, I'm sure he'll jump back in. But once again, my name is Quicksilva. This is all about decades, presented by Nissan. Nissan has some amazing new whips, man. Check them out, Nissan.com, all that good stuff. Oh, you can go to my website, quicksilvershow.com. And we'll have a direct link where you can see some of the new Nissans that they are promoting at this time. Until we get 5'9" back. Oh, there he is. He's back. He's back. He's back. No, I did a commercial while you were gone, so we good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm professional at this, Dwayne. But all seriously, what's next for 5'9"? We talked about DJing. We talked about schooling. What's next for 5'9"? What's your short term and long term goals?
Okay, so my short-term goals, to be very honest, short and long-term at the same time, and then I'll get to the long-term. The short and long-term goals right now at this point, because I am beginning to become a little bit more mature on my business acumen, is to definitely get back to the community more than I've already have, because much is required, much is given, or much is given.
Absolutely.
You know? So I know from my learning being here in DC and living in Virginia, it's like you can't come to a city or state or district and just take. You know, you have to be able to give back. So I'm making a lot of money DJing. I'm touring the country. I'm getting accolades, and I'm being noticed in this area. You can't do that without giving back. So the community is one of the things that I'm an advocate for, giving back as much as possible, whether it's mentoring, tutoring young men, going to different schools, taking my son to the local food bank so he understands that, right? So that's the short and long term. The long term, business wise, is to get from 3 to 7 streams of income. That has nothing to do with DJing. So right now, in August, the end of August, me and my partner from college will be opening up the first Geico office in DC. There's no physical office, so we're going to be opening up the first Geico office in DC.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I've had to pass the property and casualty state exam or district exam for my residential license, and non-residential Maryland and VA. So I passed that last July 31st. Of course, we was in COVID. So now we're about to open up the office. Me and my partner, my girlfriend, we have a trucking company right now, and we have 2 trucks on the road. Right. So we're doing that. I also just entered a partnership with, I would say, a vendor that's going to open up a restaurant. So me and G Mogul are going to be doing the logistics and partner with that. The last thing, which is the 4th stream, plus the ones that I have right now, would be me and my business partner, my girlfriend. We're going to be, we're in the 2nd phase of becoming owners of an Amazon fleet.
Nice.
So the blue trucks that come to your house that drop off the packages, Amazon has a program going on. They've had for years, but now they're kind of making it more prevalent to the masses, where you can sign up, see if you qualify, and they have like 3 or 4 series of interview steps that you have to go to become partners with them.
Nice.
So with that, we're on like the 2nd level.
Very nice.
I can speak on it now because we're on a 2nd level. The 1st level is crazy, where they do a serious background check. The 2nd level, once you get past that interview stage, is pretty much coasting. It's just about you being aware of what's going on. So that's my long term, to have 7 streams where I don't have to. I'm only going to be DJing what I want to, not what I have to, and be able to.
You're talking my language.
Yeah, be able to put myself in a position where, you know, if I decide to not want to do anything but be with my family, have a good time for the whole week, them checks still gonna hit on Friday.
Man, for the whole week, I'm talking the whole month. I told somebody once. I remember I was at a point in my career where I wanted to outwork everybody. Now I want to out vacation everybody.
Oh, I like that.
I want to have a battle. I bet you I vacation more than you. That's my goal right now, because I've been working hard for 30 years. I don't know. I probably have 20 streams of income. So right now, it's really not about money with me. It's really about the cost of life. A lot of us, we work, but we never enjoy life. I want everybody who's watching this to really figure out a way. The goal of financial freedom is to do what you want when you want to do it.
Absolutely.
It's not about making money and spending it. It's about having enough money where you don't have to work and your bills are covered.
And I'll piggyback. So I don't usually quote this crazy guy, but Soldier Boy said something that I saw on my Instagram today. He said everybody doesn't have to be an entrepreneur, but everybody should definitely be trying to have 3 or 4 streams of income. I think that was very insightful because on Instagram, it'll have you in different social platforms. It'll have you believe you need to be an entrepreneur. You need to start a business. You need to do that. Nah. That's not everybody's destination, right? Everybody's not. Everybody can be a boss, but everybody's not a natural leader. So it's going to be hard for you to manage people. So if you're not an entrepreneur, you don't have a desire, and you like getting up and have a set paycheck, it's like just try to have 3 streams of income. You don't have to be entrepreneurship. So that's something like, just to piggyback off what you said, you go on vacation more. You know what I'm saying? Just have a couple streams.
We got one more question. We're gonna wrap up in a second. If you like music, how did you learn how to DJ? I think we answered it.
Yeah, we answered it. The short version is I studied behind about 6 or 7 different DJs at the skating rink in New Jersey, where they would be, back then, it's definitely a skill. It isn't just push a button or try to match the BPMs with the same beat. It's a literal skill. So and the skill of just looking for that right song that goes with this song to get the crowd going. So with that, when I'm standing behind the booth is regular size, you standing behind a DJ that's going to DJ for 2 hours. He has 10 crates in there.
Facts.
You're learning how to arrange your music. You're learning how to time what song needs to end that word. You're learning how to blend. You're learning how to scratch. I'm learning all this from 5, 6, 7 different DJs. So I'm learning 6 or 7 different styles and 20 different crowds. Middle school kids, young kids, college kids, grown adults, white, black, Indian, West Indian. So that kind of even propelled me when I got to Virginia State, because there's so many different states represented at Virginia State. It's like the melting pot. It's right in the middle.
We got another great question. I'm gonna take this one because I'm gonna use this for my angle to I can go ahead and plug. Somebody said, I want to learn to be a DJ. Are there any schools? Absolutely. Actually, there is. Quick and easy DJs. But let me go ahead and use this for a good plug. But I actually have a DJ school that I started about a year ago. It's called Quick and Easy DJs. Easy spelled with a Z, Quick and Easy DJs. My first location is in Baltimore. I'm not sure if 5 even knows this, but I have a DC location that's opening in September. So I'll have a location in Baltimore, a location in DC. But if anybody's interested in learning how to be a DJ, I provide everything, equipment and everything. And in 5 weeks, I can guarantee results. And once again, the website is quickandeasydjs.com. But enough about plugging the DJ school. I want to say shout out once again to DJ 59. Shout out to Nissan for allowing us to talk, man. Just give some people some backstory and hopefully some motivation, man. Somebody said Nissans are good cars. They definitely are good cars. But 59, in closing, man, any last words or anything you need to plug, man, for all the people that's been supporting you and that you've been motivating over the last 30 minutes or so?
I definitely appreciate the support. It doesn't go unnoticed. I know I don't follow a lot of people on Instagram just because I'm not really an Instagram person, but I see everybody who follows me. I appreciate everybody who comes out. And just understand, like, whenever you're coming to a Quicksilva or D59 party, you're getting the best experience. The best experience, and we're doing that from our heart and from what we love, because the paycheck really don't always add up to what we're giving you, because we just really love it. Like, it feels like they get paid what they should get paid, honestly. But when you're coming to any of our events, just know you're getting the best of the best. And not only are we going to provide the best, we're going to make sure you're having a great time.
Absolutely. 59, I appreciate you, sir. You have an amazing day on purpose, man. I love to the missus, to my little nephew, Lil 59. How old is he now?
He's 12. And he got anybody that got anything on the football court, just a basketball court.
You breaking up again?
Basketball court or football field, he got the smoke for anybody.
Oh man, we held one of a little quick. We'll talk about that at some other day.
Yeah. And guess what? In this house, we do nothing but all A's.
There you go. Same thing. That's always a
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, I know Quick. I know, man, Lil Quick, man. I asked that man who got a platinum plaque record in any professional sports, and he said Shaquille O'Neal. That blew my mind.
Right.
I said, "What, boy? You only 10?"
My son is a genius, man. And I think every parent feels that way about their kids, but like both my son and my daughter, but my son is really, man. It's
Nah, Quick
scary
is
how smart he
Lil
is.
Quick is really in tune.
Like it's scary though. It's scary. Like he's 14 years old and can answer any question about the economy and anything you can think of, from sports to anything in between. They say has never had less than an A since birth. He's been on principals list, dean's list, and every list you can think of since birth. So
Right.
salute to yourself and myself, man. To all the proud dads out there. I feel like a lot of times we don't get the credit we deserve, but we don't do it for that. We do it because we're supposed to be doing it. So
Absolutely.
speak to all the amazing dads. 5'9", thank you so much, sir. You have a great day. And we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, sir.
Yeah, listen, and check the museum out, baby.
Absolutely. Plug that.
Yeah.
Plug that. All right,
Yeah,
man.
we on 2018 Rhode Island Road, Northeast. This is our 6th year, going to our 6th year. Hey, we just some young Black entrepreneurs trying to, again, help the community.
Say less, man. Have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you later, 5.
All right, peace.
All right, man. Everybody else, I want to say thank y'all, man, for tuning in once again. The Decades being presented by Nissan. They have some amazing cars and trucks, SUVs as well. So definitely check them out. And tell them Quicksilva sent you. Other than that, man, we're going to bring these back more often. So stay up to date with everything. My website directly is quicksilvashow.com. Of course, you can follow me on all social at DJ Quicksilva. And I'll be back on the radio from 3 until 7 o'clock today, every day with the Quicksilva Show with Dominique Diva. Other than that, I'm going to end this the same way I end my vitamins daily on my radio show. Continue to stay prayed up, be blessed, but most importantly, please, everybody stay safe. And thanks to Nissan.